Wednesday. I hate the angle this goes at. Right, that'll do. Where's my glasses? Where's my glasses? There they are. Now I can see. My hair's going really blonde, isn't it? I was away swimming with Sophie this morning. Oh, see that steam room? It was nipping my eyes. Oh, I'm going to have my orange. That's why I've got an orange in the title. I'm going to have a nice orange. Oh, it's not an orange, it's a tangerine. It's a tangerine. Wait till I get everything organised. Oh, live chat. Stuart, good morning, lovely Stuart. Gold Dust, good morning. Happy hump day. Golfer girl, good morning. I'm having a tangerine this morning. I've had a bit of toast since I came home. I took Sophie up the swimming, so we had a wee jacuzzi. Only done 50 lengths today though, but we had a wee jacuzzi and a steam room and stuff like that, so it was lovely spending time with her this morning. And then I went to the chemist to get my prescription, and you know that every month or 2 months, I get a prescription every 2 months. I go, they're always missing something, or you'll need to come back, or we've only got 4 of these tablets. You know, there's always something. So today I went, and sure enough, when they went to give me my prescription, they gave me a wee tiny bag. Now, I get quite a lot of medication. In fact, I had shampoo and all that for my hair as well, so it was quite a big bag. I says, that's not everything. Oh, is it not? Away she's on the computer, away looking for it around the back. Eventually I said, is it alright if I go and sit down and wait? So to wait on the, but eventually I got it, but it's never easy. Lovely. Gold Dust, did you see that explosion in Ayrshire? I'm going to show you a picture. Absolutely shocking. It must be, I don't know what caused it, it must be a gas main or something like that. Wait till you see this. I wonder what caused it. Guys, wait till you see this, you won't believe it. Look at that. Completely blew apart. It must be, that's in Ayr in Scotland. It must be a gas leak or something like that, I'm thinking. Oh, that's a boy in a serious condition. See, I hate seeing that. Let's have a look. I can't see the chat just now, but let me see if I can find out what's happened. 2 adults and 2 children have been taken to hospital after an explosion at a South Ayrshire house. What was the cause of it? It must be a gas leak. Inquiries are ongoing. Inquiries are ongoing. Pip, good morning. I hope you're doing good. Pip, how's the bump? Yes, Gold Dust. Was nobody killed? Well, that's good news. That's good news. Yes, Martingle Pink, good morning. Green Rose, good morning to you. Now, something similar could have happened here. Because see, when I first came up to view this, the bungalow, I was like, what's that smell? A really, really strong smell. And there was fireworks, rockets, the remains of rockets just over that fence, right? I was like, what's that smell? It was a gas leak here. I had to get the gas men out to pull all the slabs out the front door. Now, that rocket that had been off, can you imagine that came close and, see, I dread to think. There's my, good morning, Sky, good morning. I'm doing a mukbang this morning. That's eating, I'm eating a tasty tangerine. There's always something about the tangerines at this time of year that tastes beautiful. My sweet Sky, I hope you're taking paracetamol, bring the fever down. Take paracetamol. Do you know what people, an old wife's tale, do you know what they used to do? To bring a temperature down, I kid you not. Brown paper and vinegar. Now, if you think about the nursery rhyme, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after, right? The second verse of that's all about putting brown paper with vinegar on. That's meant to take a temperature down. I don't know if it works. Poppy heard a magpie outside. Oh no, Sky. I'm going to give you healing vibes. I'm going to give you healing vibes through the screen. Plenty fluids. Elle, good morning to you. Elle, I was just showing everybody the explosion that happened yesterday. Unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. Wait till you see this. Unbelievable. The house is just completely gone. Look at that. That's got to be a gas leak. That's got to be a gas leak. It happened about 7 o'clock at night or something as well. So, God, see, thank God nobody was injured, because it's unbelievable. Scary is what it is. I wonder if they smelt gas around about the area. I know there's a wee boy in the hospital, ill. I don't know what his injuries are, but... Is that the one segment? That's a big segment, is it not? Look at that segment. That's a huge segment. And that should be 2 segments, but it's not. As I said, when I came here, see, I'm thinking it must be something to do with the gas. For an explosion like that, I mean, it took down a house and the next door. It took the roof down and that. There was somebody's doorbell cam had took a video 8 miles away for the incident, and you can hear it exploding in the background. But here, as I say, there was a strong smell. Like, as soon as I walked in that gate, when I was up viewing the house, I was like, that's a weird smell, and it was gas. Just as well, I came up. Oh my God, Elle. Whereabouts is that? Is that the same incident? The world's gone crazy. Do you know, and it's a full moon. The moon was beautiful this morning. Yes, Goldust, people thought it was an earthquake. People thought it was an earthquake. See, just things like, you'd never think that would in a million years, that would. Oh my God, Elle, really? See, I'll need to get the Daily Record up. That's our newspaper. I'll need to get the Daily Record up. Pardon me. Pardon. Strong smell of gas hours before air explosion. There you are. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it had to be a gas leak. After 7 PM on Monday. I mean, that's just totaled that. Oh, Scottish Gas have denied that their engineers were called out before the incident. Oh, that they're trying to get out yet. See that? Scottish Gas are saying they never get called out. Terrible. Did you feel vibrations from my burp? I apologise. It was a tasty orange or tangerine. I love tangerines at this time of year. They taste different to me. They taste Halloweeny. It must be a different one. There's all sorts going on just now. There was a poor wee boy at 14 got stabbed to death in one of the, I think it was a train station in Glasgow. 14. And I may add, Gold Dust, I don't know if you've seen the pictures that are flying about on Facebook, but the same wee boy that died, and my heart goes out to his parents and everybody that know him, and God rest his soul, was standing in a picture with another two boys with a big knife like that. This is what the youth culture's doing, with knives like that, taking pictures of themselves. Now, I'm pretty sure that's about 5 years just for that, if the police catch you. You know what I mean? And there's all these pictures all flying about. It's terrible. They need to get more things for the young people to do round about here, because all they've got is illegal stuff and fighting. That's all they've got. Oh my god, I don't know. Well, I'm a talc lover. I've been alright with talc. I've been okay with talc. I don't shove the talc in places though. Right, a talc here. I like to talc. Did he get done in as well, Gold Dust? See, it's terrible. 14-year-old, and that's what they're resorting to for fun. Knife play. I mean, it's terrible. They need to get things for these youngsters to do. Community centres, proper community centres where adult supervision, like police officer supervision, right, to watch them. Pool tables, table tennis, wee areas that they can sit in with their girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever. They need something like that. You know, they need that. That's what they need. And they're posing for pictures on Facebook. I'm no doubt if I'm seeing these pictures, the police would have already seen these pictures. And it's not even a pen knife they've got. It's like a bloody big hunting knife they've got. It's scary is what it is. It's scary. I mean, even Peter, see when Peter goes into the town for a night out, I'm like, oh my god. And I know he's 20. He's 20 next week. 9 days and he'll be 20. My son won't be no longer a teenager. But then again, I'm getting a grandson soon. So I'm seeing he goes into the town, I'm absolutely terrified until I know he's home the next day for all sorts of reasons. In case he gets jumped, right, that one. In case somebody drugs him, because you've got these people that put stuff in your drink. Never ever leave your, see if you're sitting, never, you probably all know this, but never leave your drink down, never leave your drink down. Or even see if you've got a bottle or something, just keep your hand over the top of it like that. But never put it down and go and have a dance and then come back to it, because you've got crazy people out there that are putting stuff in your drinks. Yeah, it's Green Rose, and it's like schemes fight with each other, right? Schemes, it's the same where I stay. There's always like fighting with another scheme. The young team, they're called. And what they do as well is they go onto YouTube and they make diss songs, right? And they sing about the other people and what their maws are like, and what your dad sells Avon, and your ma's a walrus. They say things like that, do you know what I mean? On this dissing. So they do all that. So they wind each other up. So they do it, and then somebody ends up getting killed. Sky, I know. See, but see, when you're young, you think differently of the world, and then when you grow up, I think you realise, my God, you know, you're in the thick of it. Yeah, look, they're doing all that, injecting folk. No, if that's what it takes to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I mean, my God, it's terrible. It's terrible. But that boy's mother and father and family must be absolutely devastated. They must be devastated. See, and there'll be retaliation. It's all that, and a lot of people wouldn't think that happens here in Scotland, but especially where I stayed. You know what I mean? The West. Saying that, Edinburgh's just as bad at areas, because I've had friends that stayed in Edinburgh and they stayed in quite a rough area as well. But you know, it's all fighting with different schemes and stuff. Like, it's just stupid, stupid. Or over football. You know what? You know that I love my Celtic, but I wouldn't be going fighting with Rangers folk. No, if they want to support Rangers, that's up to them. That's nothing to do with me. Nobody's perfect. A wee dig in there. Oh my God, Elsie, this is look. You've got to watch. You've got to watch everything that you do. You've got to watch. It's terrible that we live in this kind of world. But I wish that, honestly, I wish they would legalise pepper spray or something like that. You know, I think that would be better. Legalising pepper spray so that you feel a bit safer when you're out and about. No, I don't know who would want to jump me, but I'm pretty sure there'd be somebody out there that would give it a go. Maybe not. Maybe not. But the world's went mental. And listen, it's a full moon. The moon was beautiful this morning. See, when I went up my swim, it was huge, huge and beautiful. Oh, Elsie, the student union. I keep saying to Peter, watch yourself, because it happens to guys as well. I think boys are under the impression that it wouldn't happen to them. It's girls that kind of stuff happens to, and it's not. Things like that happen to boys as well, and they wake up and are strange and think, how the hell did I get here? See if you hear creaking, it's my couch. I'm not farting or nothing. It's quite a creaky couch, eh? My bed's is just as creaky. Oh my God, imagine, this is I can't imagine ever being that desperate that I'd need to go and inject somebody to have my way with them. Now, the world has went crazy. And do you know what? I'm blaming COVID. I'm just going to say it. I'm blaming COVID. We've all got COVID brain. That's what we've got. We've all got COVID brain. And I don't know, our COVID cases are skyrocketing again. I don't know what's going on. I'm doing all I can do. I've got my mask and everything on. See, when I'm out, all you can see is that in me. Because I've got my wee hat on now because it's cold. I've got my hat on and then I've got my mask. So that's all you see me. Yeah, gold. See, I never thought of that. See, I never thought of that, Gold Dust. You're probably nail on the head with that one. That's probably what it is. Control, knowing that you've got absolute control over somebody. Oh, no. See, this is it. This is this weird folk out there. There's weird people out there. Oh God, I know, Sky. Imagine that. Now, I don't want to scare yous or anything, right? I'm not wanting to scare yous, but I watch all the serial killer documentaries, right? And there was a guy, and he was a serial killer. They called him the Iceman, right? But he was actually a hitman for the mob. So, and he never had any feelings. Haley, good morning to you, lovely Haley. He had no feelings at all, and he could go and do a hit and feel perfectly okay about it. Do you know what I mean? He would come home and spend time with his wife and his kids and all the rest of it. No feelings whatsoever. So he found different ways that he could do the hits. And one of the ways was he would have, was it arsenic? It was some kind of poison, right? That he would have, and he would have it in a glass or a cup or something, right? And he would be in a bar and he'd see the person that he had the hit on, and he would pretend he was drunk and, oh, sorry mate, and bang into him and pour the liquid on him, right? So, oh, sorry mate, sorry, like that. And then he would go away and the guy's got the liquid on him, but it soaks into their pores, soaks into the guy's pores, and the guy died. This is the stuff. Look, I can see us all having to go out with bubble wrap on. That's what I can see. There's, look, be careful, everybody. Please, please, please be careful. We're in strange days now. I don't know what's going on. Do you know, but listen, see, when I was a teenager as well, and I was out in the rave scene and stuff like that, right? Dancing at Madonna. Pretending I've got one of the blowy things to do my armpits under. Every time I was out, there'd be fights. There was always fights kicking off. There was always fights, but it was usually just square goes, do you know what I mean? It was usually just square goes. But the best time in Glasgow to go out and watch fights is at Halloween. I think Kevin Bridges, you know, talked about this as well. You see something like Winnie the Pooh battering Buzz Lightyear, you know, in George's Square. People, they don't care if they're dressed up, they'll still have a square. Are you looking at me? That's all it takes in Glasgow. Are you looking at me? That's it. It's on. Yes, my craft video. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Or good evening, it will be for you. It's very scary, and be safe, safe, safe. Never split up like they do in movies. Yeah, never split up. See this on the movies and right, I think we should all split up now. No. Listen, and go to the bathroom with your girlfriends. Say, come, we're all going to the toilet together, and all go together, and then all come back. Yeah, SpongeBob vomit in the street. Listen, Halloween's the best time to watch fights. Somebody punching into Woody, and Woody's going, "You're my favourite deputy." You know, are getting arrested. To infinity and beyond. This is, look, an outfit doesn't stop them. And I don't know why it's so tense in Glasgow City Centre, but it is. It's always been like that. Even when I used to go to the rave scene, it was always a tense affair. You didn't know if you were going to come home, you know, alive, or you would come home alive, but you didn't know if you were going to be in a fight or not. There was one night I was in a fight there. I'll just put it out there. I was in a fight, but it wasn't. It was in a different place, and I hadn't even drank that much. And me and one of my sister-in-laws had decided. Wait, I'll tell you this story. Had decided, right, but she wasn't feeling too hot, so we'll go outside. But there was about 8 years, right? So only me and her went outside, and we were sitting at the stairs at this church stairs, God's there, watching, and two girls came straight over to us and said to us, "Hey baby, do you want a fight?" I swear to God. So I knew it was on. I knew. Here we are. It's happening now, isn't it? It's happening. So that was a horrible night. I'll spare you the gruesome details, but listen, I won. You know what I mean? But listen, that's not the point. I could hardly walk though. My knees were all scraped with jumping from a great height onto people. Listen, but I was protecting myself, and usually the police are always round about that area when the pub's ready to come out. No police. There was, however, some guys sitting up the top of the stairs watching the whole incident and enjoying it. I had on just a halter neck dress with no bra because I was quite perky back in the day. You know what I mean? There was a wee tiny thing. And they were sitting watching. Anyway, see, you got to watch. Even at my age, look, somebody would look at you wrong. Or you'd look like, are you looking at my man? No, I'm not looking at your man. Listen, we need to sort it out in Glasgow. Come on. We need to be, do you know what we need to do? We need to treat each other as if we come from a different country. Pip, see, if you were to come up here, we would treat you very well. would say welcome to Scotland and all the rest. This is my pal here. This is my wee pal. This is my pal. Everybody, and they'll be like, oh, is that your wee pal? Oh, hello. No. See, we're dead nice to people that don't stay here. But see, if you do stay here, we're like, what are you looking at? Yeah. See, if I'm talking about a man, a penis man, I'll call it a wee man. Oh, see, saying it, I say wee man all the time, don't I? Like the wee guy that sings the song. I'll need to be more. I'll need to be more clear. See, if I'm talking about that, I'll say wee man. Right, I'll point downwards. Me and Sophie were. I was telling Sophie that I'd been talking about Mary yesterday again, and I was telling her the story. She was laughing her head off in the car. She was laughing her head off. She was laughing her head off at the husband because the husband was. I don't think the husband had ever been in a fight in his life, but he was like, I'll give him a bunch of fives on the nose and all that. And the rest of the men are going, come on, easy on and all that. Easy, easy, you'll be all right. Just he's going, I'd bop him in the nose. That was funny though. Oh, mahalo. Rena, good morning to you. Rena, I'll show you my spooky, I've not got my lights on because I'm not long in. I'll show you my spooky place though. Look, ooh, spooky things all around. Like spooky stuff. Oh, yeah, my brother and his wife are coming up for Halloween, so I'm going to be carving pumpkin. Right, as I said to you, right, look, I'll give you ideas. Hold on a minute. Right, so this year, see when you get your pumpkins to carve, get a couple of pumpkins, right, and one of them, carve it this way. Take the top off here. This is going to be the face of your pumpkin, and you're going to do eyes, and then that's the nose and then the mouth, and it looks awesome. See when it's lit up? It's a different way to carve. Nicola, no. And good morning to you, Nicola. Good morning. You know that's look. Some lasses are like that though. You're fair to look a bit of crumpet. Good morning to you. Good morning. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, that's what it takes. And you're not even looking at their man. I'm not looking at your man. You're looking at my man there. No, it's not. You've been eyeing my man up all night, and you know I've no. This is it. You get these crazy people. I'm not looking at empties, man. I'm sitting raving. I'm sitting couch dancing. It's been a while since I've been out to like a disco. A disco. They don't even call it discos anymore, do they? Can you remember that song? D-I-S-C-O. D-I-S-C-O. Singing D, desirable. Singing I, impossible. Singing S, super sexy. Singing C, such a cutie. Singing O, oh, oh. See, that was T-E-S-C-O. That was back in I'm sure that was back in the 70s or the very, very early 80s. No, it must have been the 70s, eh? Yes, well, I was 71. So, yeah. And it was called a disco. It was called a... What's your star sign? Oh, aye. Libra. I'm Sagittarius. Aye, that's the kind of thing you would come here often. Bit of crumpet. Oh, see, this is it. I think they're called brainworms, aren't they? These songs that when you're really drunk to, you're lying in your bed. That's just the same song that goes over and over and over and over. The one that was stuck. See if I sing it, it's going to be stuck in my head, right? But I'm going to sing it. And it was this group, and it was Maya he, Maya hoo, Maya ha, Maya ha ha. It went like that, and it would be swirling around and round and round and round. Disco music was great. Disco music was great. Do you know? Well, listen. See how Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt, the posters I've got in my bedroom. See how his Walkman that he listens to. That's got all the great songs in it for back in that day. All the disco songs. I had, as I said, my very first disco. I had picture it. I had brown dungarees, right? Brown dungarees, and then I had like a white shirt underneath the dungarees, and then I had a white stripe across my face like adamant. And my mum had pinned feathers and stuff on me, so when I jumped, the feathers would flap like that. And I was like, one of the teachers. And this is look, well, this is the reason that I'm what I am. I've always been like this. No, I was only in primary 3, so that's 7 years old, right? 7 or 8. The teacher said to me, "Are you one of Adamant's warriors?" And I said, "No, I'm his girlfriend." At that age, see, there was that was it. You know what I mean? Gutter. That was the start of the gutter there. Now we've narrowed it down. See, you've been like a therapist. Now we know where it all came from. That me being in the gutter, it was the disco. That was the start of this. Oh, I loved Adam, man. I still do. Even look, I like a guy with a bald head, and he's got a bald head. So I'm like, you're still like that for me, Adam. His name's Stuart Goddard. Remember that. Oh, Goldust. A lot of people had a struggle back in the day. You know what I mean? A lot of us were kind of dragged up. A lot of people, and yeah, no mobile phones, computers, nothing like that. Nothing. And as I said, listen, your mum would be wanting to tidy up. She would kick you out the house. Go out and play. I don't want to go out and play. Go out and get fresh air and play. Right, and you're like, oh God, nobody's coming out. Go and play with yourself. Right, so there you go. I can't imagine these days telling your child to go out. Just go out there and play yourself in the big bad world. I'd just be out kicking stones and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Breaking sticks. That would be the thing. But the particular place I stayed, I remember there was like, even back then, back in the early 70s, there was people on roofs and all that were out their face and stuff. I remember as a wee girl looking up, and there was crazy people on top of the roof ready to jump off, and there was folk trying to talk to them. See the things you remember? Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's somebody in our family that's an aunt. There was an auntie, and they were very. Oh, I can't remember. My mind's went blank. My mind's went blank. But my boy, he was out doing his driving today. He had a driving lesson today. Rush hour as well. Rush hour's even for me. Rush hour is a tense time because you've got people not that have just woke up and aren't thinking that pull in for. And listen, would it kill some people to indicate? Would it kill some people to put their indicator on in their car? Indicate, please. I'm like, there's another one that's no indicating. Somebody have a right moan in the car about, look at the driving of that person, and then I do something stupid. Oh, cheese. Listen, Pip, if you feel like eating cheese, you eat cheese. Baby wants the cheese. But listen, we all think our life was hard. See, when my mum was they stayed in a room and kitchen, they called it, a room and kitchen. And it was like one main room, and then there was a kitchen off to the side. And there was like 5 people in the one bed and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? They'd pull down beds, everybody slept in the one room kind of thing. That's the way it was back then. No toilet in the house, no toilet in the house. And to do their washing, they would need to go down to a place called the Steamy. And that's where all the women would gossip. So there's a saying here, oh, she's a talkie, the Steamy. Right, that's a saying here. And it was like the wash house where everybody would go and wash their clothes and stuff like that. So back in the days, that's even worse. We've got a we just bang our stuff in the wash machine and turn it on. You know what I mean? But back in the days, it was a struggle. And people had no money because it was not long after the war. My mum was born. It's a Margaret's video, I know. And I'm like, oh, you can tell it's a taxi, can't you? Taxis don't need to indicate. Yes, that's it. A room and kitchen, they called it. A room and kitchen, that's what my mum stayed in. And my mum would need to get her wee sister up in the morning, get her wee sister ready for school, get the breakfast on and all the rest of it. Because my granny, she'd be away working somewhere, and my granddad, he passed away before I was even born. He was in the war, so he was, because there was a picture of him on my granny had an altar in her house. Good morning from Russia. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. I wish I could pronounce your name. My granny had an altar in her living room. She was a right Catholic, so she had an altar, and she had fairy lights on it, Christmas lights all year round. And the only picture I've ever seen of my granddad up there, and he had his uniform on, his war uniform on. So that's the only picture I've ever seen of him. So it was a hard life. It was a hard life for them back then. And they never had ready meals. You couldn't just go and get a ready meal and bang it in the microwave, because there was no microwaves. I remember when microwaves came out. I think, do you know the first thing we made in the microwave? We heated up a cup of coffee. There was a cup of coffee that had went cold, and we heated it up in the microwave. And the four of us, my mum and dad, me and my brother, were all round the microwave like that, as if it's a TV. Watching it going round, going, that's magic, isn't it? Look at that, that's magic. Do you think it's warm? Do you think it's warm? I remember that, my first microwave. It's amazing, that. But the first microwaves used to have your food roasting hot in the outside and freezing cold in the middle. Because I don't think they revolved at first. I think you just banged the stuff in. Red hot round the edge and freezing cold in the middle. But I remember that sitting watching the microwave. That's an amazing thing, that, eh? What an invention. And then everybody would be like, do you think it's safe though? Do you think it's safe? There was the conspiracy theories around microwaves. I think that's radioactive. People are going to end up with cancer with that, allegedly. That's what people used to say back in the day. I mean, even Hoovers. My mum, when she grew up, they never had a Hoover. They had like this sweepy thing. Oh, I wish I could explain it. It's like a sweeper. It's just like you just push it like that, and it's got wee, oh, I don't even know, bristles on it, and it takes up a wee bit of dirt. But that's about it. They never had Hoovers or nothing like that. Holidays, my mum had never been abroad until I was 16. That was the first time my mum and dad had like been, well, not my dad. My dad had been in Canada when he was a child. I'm just rabbiting on and not even reading the chat. Yes, that's right. See, my ex-husband's family, his granny had 11 children. 11 children. See, they used to have lots of children because I think children used to pass away and stuff like that back in because they never had the medical care that we've got these days. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like a wee sweeper thing that you just move it back and forward like that. So you're doing it, had wee bristles on it. It didn't pick up much, but and see if you had one of them, you were fancy, because the other women had like just a regular brush, or they would take their carpets outside because nobody had a wall-to-wall carpet. Nobody had a wall-to-wall carpet. That was too posh. It was like a rug, and they'd put it over the clothesline, and they'd have a paddle, and they would just batter into the carpet to clean it. That's how they'd do that. When I grew up, my mum and dad had a twin tub washing machine, they called it, and one side was for washing and one side was for spinning, and it was just like a twin tub you imagine one bit was like that, and you washed all the clothes in there, and then when you were done, you lifted them all out and put it in that, and sometimes you'd put the stuff in the wringer that would go over, and you'd have to wring out the clothes. See when you think it, and see to dry the clothes, there was no tumble dryers back then, so we had a pulley, what we called a pulley, and it was in the kitchen, and it was like a big long wooden plank thing, and you would let it down and it would come down and you would hang all your washing over the top of it, and then you would pull it up like that and then secure it, and it would stay in the kitchen. So that was your pulley. That's how you would dry your clothes. Changed days. See, now I'm like, I can't even be bothered putting stuff in the tumble dryer. That's a hassle, that, having to actually go and put the stuff in the tumble dryer now. Yes, see, they never had the healthcare back then. They also never had like immunisations and stuff like that. People used to die with the measles and things. And a lot of children were born with I think polio, was it, problems with their legs, because they didn't have, and scurvy and things like that, because they never had like fruit and veg and food like that back then. We stayed in it was hard times for my mum and dad growing up. Not that we knew, we were too busy outside playing and stuff like that and enjoying life. Going W's, I can't say that word. You'd go out after your breakfast in the morning, you'd come back at lunchtime, go back out, and then when the lights came on at night, you'd come in. That was bliss. I wish more children would do that. I hate it when I see the kids outside and they're just like that with their phone or their tablet the whole time. Yes, my crap video. Oh, no, dog food in it. Oh. See, I remember once trying to help my mum and dad. I'd heard my mum saying to my dad that she couldn't make couldn't make some because they only had a tiny bit of sugar left. Like they only had a wee bit of sugar left, and that was going to have to last them. So here I went in and seen the salt and thought it was the same thing and poured all that in the sugar. Came in and said to my mum, "Mum, I've got more sugar for you." Salt. So they then had no sugar. Yes, guys, it was a hard life. It was a hard life back then. Oh, gold dust. Yeah, so that was medical care has come on tremendously. I mean, we don't realise sometimes how lucky we are. You've got to think about what it used to be like and think, oh my God, I can't imagine not having my microwave now. I love my microwave. Well, you could get the dog in it, get the dog food, get the dog food. People just used to let their dogs out back then as well. People just used to open their door and let their dogs out. Nobody about picking up the dog poo back in the day. Everybody just let their dog poo everywhere. Dogs would be outside fine. It kept me entertained many a time in school watching the dogs outside, mating and stuff like that. Look at the dogs mating there. That's the kind of stuff I'd be like. The teacher would be telling something important, and I'd be like looking out the window at the squirrels and the dogs. There'd be dogs just roaming about. Just packs of dogs. And you didn't know if they were friendly dogs or not, But that's what people used to do, just used to open the front doors and let the dog out. Dog used, like a cat, you know how you do that with a cat, let a cat out? Folk used to do that with their dogs. And we stayed up a close. It was a close of 3 and we stayed in the middle. Just used to open let the dog out, roaming the streets. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. Do you know, I'm thinking I'm going to have another one of these tangerines. They're too good. And I'll be back tomorrow. I nearly said Friday. It's Thursday tomorrow. Thursday tomorrow. So thank you all for coming back and talking to me and getting me back down memory lane. That was a good wee think this morning, thinking about how my mum and dad brought us up and stuff like that. I like doing that, remembering. It makes you appreciate what you've got now. Sky, going to look after yourself today, please. Drink plenty, take paracetamol. Pip, going to give your wee belly a rub for me, please, as well. And I love you all very, very much. And thank you all for coming in. I'm going to give you a big, big, big kiss now. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.